My boyfriend snapped and demanded I be more feminine. He had no idea how far I could take it. Jaden constantly accused me of acting like a man because I wore jeans and didn't always have nail polish on. He'd compare me to his ex who wore heels everywhere and never raised her voice above a whisper. When I got promoted at work, he sulked for weeks saying I only got it because I acted like a dude. After I fixed our sink myself, he exploded. You need to start acting like an actual woman, he said. Be feminine for once instead of stomping around like a dyke. How am I supposed to screw someone who's basically a guy? I set down my wrench and smiled sweetly. You want feminine? I can do that. The next morning, I spent 4 hours getting ready for his family brunch, curling every eyelash and redoing my nails 3 times because the color wasn't perfectly feminine. Jaden had to arrive without me and explain to his mother why I needed so much time to look presentable for them, which she took as him criticizing my appearance. When I finally arrived looking like a pageant queen, his mom pulled me aside to ask if Jaden was making me feel ugly. I started speaking in a soft baby voice and acting terrified of everything masculine, which meant Jaden had to handle all the scary stuff like talking to mechanics, dealing with our landlord, and even ordering pizza because phone calls were too aggressive for delicate women. When his friends came over to watch the game, I served them snacks while trembling and flinching whenever they raised their voices about plays, making everyone uncomfortable and asking Jaden why his girlfriend seemed so scared of men. His best friend stopped inviting him anywhere because he said watching me act terrified was too disturbing. At his company barbecue, I wore heels so high I needed Jaden's arm constantly, clinging to him and gasping whenever a man came near because strange men were intimidating. His female coworkers watched him basically holding me up all day and started whispering about what kind of relationship we had. When his boss tried to shake my hand, I hid behind Jaden and whispered that touching strange men wasn't appropriate, making his boss think Jaden had trained me to fear other men. HR actually pulled Jaden aside later to ask if they needed to be concerned about his home situation. I refused to drive anymore because operating heavy machinery wasn't feminine, so Jaden had to drive me everywhere, including my job, my friends' houses, and the gym at 5 a.m. before his own workout. He was constantly exhausted from being my chauffeur, missing his own plans to pick me up, while his friends mocked him for dating someone who couldn't even drive herself around like an adult. He had to leave guys' night early 3 times to pick me up from various places, and they stopped inviting him entirely. The cooking and cleaning became performatively feminine too, wearing frilly aprons and pink gloves, taking hours to make simple meals because I had to make everything pretty, reorganizing his stuff with ink labels and flowers everywhere. His friends refused to come over because the house looked like a Barbie dollhouse exploded, and his brother took photos to show everyone what Jaden had turned me into. Even the pizza delivery guy asked if we were running some kind of weird adult daycare because of all the pink and frills visible from the door. My hyper-feminine appearance started attracting serious male attention everywhere we went. Men rushed to help me carry groceries, pump gas, reach high shelves, while glaring at Jaden for not taking better care of such a delicate flower. The guy at the coffee shop started writing poetry on my cups. The trainer at the gym offered free sessions, and our neighbor Kyle started showing up whenever I needed help with anything Jaden was too tired to handle. Kyle actually told Jaden to his face that real men cherish feminine women instead of exhausting them. Things escalated when I refused to shake hands with Jaden's boss at his promotion dinner because ladylike women don't touch men who aren't their husband. His boss was so offended and confused that he told everyone Jaden had turned me into some kind of submissive robot. The promotion went to Kyle, who spent the entire dinner fetching me drinks and complimenting how refreshingly feminine I was while Jaden sat there seething. Kyle even pulled out my chair and helped me with my coat while pointedly saying men should treasure feminine women, not burden them. Sunday morning, Jaden was raging about losing another promotion because of my psycho-feminine act. This has ruined everything, he screamed. Everyone thinks I'm some controlling freak who broke you. It's not an act, I said in my sweetest voice while doing my 3rd face mask of the day. You wanted feminine, so this is who I am now. His phone buzzed with a text from his mom saying she'd seen me having coffee with Kyle, who'd apparently been telling everyone he wanted to rescue me from my controlling boyfriend. I watched Jaden's face go white as he realized other men were actively trying to save me from him. Kyle asked me to dinner, I mentioned casually, but honestly, I'm thinking about just being single and dropping this whole feminine act you demanded. I stood up delicately, careful not to smudge my nail art, and smiled. Turns out I have a lot of options now that everyone thinks you're an abusive controller who broke me. Jaden went very quiet, and something in his expression shifted from anger to calculation. You think you've won? He said softly. You have no idea what you've started. I felt my breath catch in my throat. Full story on the channel below.